ID. Our first topic is concerning Kylie Jenner. She was recently featured on the cover of Forbes magazine and said to be the youngest ever self-made billionaire. We want to talk to our hosts about this. Some people think that it's a little cray-cray that she's been named the youngest billionaire ever, and they have a little bit of a problem with the self-made part of the article. What do you guys think?
Well, I've actually started up a couple of companies, and it is not easy. What she's been able to accomplish, like self-made being this big title that she's carrying, everybody is going to need help when they're starting a business. Period. Like it's not something you can just pull off. My business was based on manufacturing. If it wasn't for the contacts that I had in my previous jobs, I wasn't just given the contacts and things like that. You use the resources and the tools that you have on hand. The fact that she had a really strong social media presence and that she was primarily responsible for building up, I mean, due to her family and things, it definitely gives her a leg up. But come on, she is the face of the franchise, and for her to be able to keep her nose clean for so long in that family is remarkable in itself.
Well, nose clean is sort of subjective though, because really they make their living off of not really.
But you're saying
having
they.
clean nose.
You're saying they. Kylie Jenner as an entity herself, like she is actually pretty remarkable that she can be in that environment and still be seen as this, sort of pure entity.
I don't think people see her as pure at all. She was having sex with Tyga when she was like 17 or something like that. I don't think that's how she's viewed. Not that it's a bad thing, but I'm just saying she's not viewed as like a pure. I don't think that's the image
this is a family who also made their claim to fame based off of one sex tape.
Right.
Come on, right?
I'm not hating on them because I think they've taken the fame that they've got and they've ran with it. But I think that they do have fame and that does help them with.
And a lot of girls do look up to her as well, and I think. She used her resources and her the opportunity that she had.
But the question, everyone's not, they're questioning the fact that they said that she's self-made, and we've seen that dictionary.com also, threw in a
bit of
shade there, and Lola tweeted and she said that there's nothing inspiring or motivating about Kylie Jenner. Because now here the question is she really self-made? It's like saying that she's running a race, but instead of starting from the beginning, she started midway because of her background and her family. So now the question is she self-made or is she the youngest billionaire out there?
Right. Well, I have no problem with that. that she would be like a really young billionaire because you're either a billionaire or you're not.
Or you're not. If someone said it's like being pregnant, it's either you are or you're not.
Okay, so let's apply.
She wasn't born with these assets either. She built them. When she was born, she was living off.
Well, she was born into.
She was born into a wealthy family that's famous.
But she herself wasn't a billionaire. She didn't have those assets.
Obviously, she did. She worked on it with her cosmetics and so on.
And she is the most financially successful of any of the
out of the Kardashians. Yeah.
So let's give her a qualifier here. Let's say, okay, when she came out of the starting gate, she was worth $100 million based on her family value, which I think is way higher than their actual worth was.
I think most of it is the fame.
Can we give her maybe say, okay, if she makes $1 billion plus $100 million for her head start, now she's qualified to be a self-made billionaire? At what point do we?
She qualifies to be a billionaire.
All of us agree on that, I think.
The youngest self-made?
Youngest self-made.
She's the youngest. We can say she's the youngest billionaire out there.
Her business is 100% owned by her.
By her.
It's her business. She's actually cut off at one point. When she's 14 years old, she was cut off from her income from the rest of the family. Right? So, this is her handlers, her managers, and her being able to promote this brand that has been created in her name.
She could have handled it wrong as well. She could have, not been.
But let's also look at it this way. Say any random person decides to start a cosmetics line or something, and are they gonna achieve the success that she achieved in 3 years?
No.
Because she managed to get to that mark where she is now within 3 years.
Yeah.
And let's be real.
Well, yeah,
No,
was it
she wouldn't.
substantially easier for her than most
It was,
other
of
people?
course,
Yes,
substantially.
but
And of
still.
course she did work hard and
Right.
obviously to reach
Exactly.
that, but
I don't think. I mean, I personally am not saying that she didn't work hard or even that she doesn't deserve it. But my thing with it is like, if it were just a person who didn't have any fame or didn't come from that family, there's no way that she would have been as successful as she would have.
is
And
now.
this also brings us into the question of, is anybody really self-made?
Self-made,
You know, everybody
because
gets
at
help
some point
to-
somehow we're all aided
Right.
by to reach a certain
And that's why,
point.
you know, the rich people stay rich because they're already born in this sort of family and they go on to make their own companies and
Yeah, but the thing that's in question here is the merit of it. You know, whether she qualifies as earning it herself. You know,
Well, but it's really about
let's
self-made that
let's
most
take
people are
Kylie Jenner. We strip her down of all of her social media power. We throw her into a ghetto somewhere and say, "Can you survive?" You know, and then she comes out of that and she becomes a billionaire. All of a sudden, she's this fame and she's this incredible story.
Yes.
Right, but because she was born into this family, we're devaluing her level of success.
I mean, I'm not
No, we're
devaluing
not
her level of success. I'm just saying she's not self-made.
Because also what I was thinking about, she also in one of her, I think it was one of the interviews, she said that one day she wishes to pass her business on to her daughter.
Yeah.
So
I think
my
it's great
question
that she's
is,
doing that.
okay, now she's gonna give it to her daughter's gonna inherit it, and her daughter's probably gonna continue, and it ends up becoming more successful. Is that gonna be self-made
Well,
by her daughter?
well, by that time, it's gonna be self-made trillionaire. So
Yeah,
Okay,
Kylie
see,
Jenner's daughter is the first self-made trillionaire. Self-made
But you see,
trillionaire.
because Urban Dictionary said that self-made is becoming successful by
Unaided.
working and not inheriting something. Basically, what they're trying to say is you starting from scratch. So even though a daughter can turn out to be like a trillionaire, it's still not going to be self-made.
Again, I think it depends on your definition of self-made because I also have a definition here that says having become successful or rich by one's own efforts. So did she put effort? She did put effort.
absolutely.
She did.
And was she successful? Yes. So I would say, like, according to this definition, she would qualify as
And
self-made.
the one, I agree that if it's that definition, then I think she's
So I think
self-made.
it's basically just what each
What you
person,
define it.
what how
Because
you define it.
dictionary.com had the definition that
Without
they
being
posted of being successful in life unaided.
Unaided. And Urban Dictionary says it's being successful without.
So they can't even get their definition straight on the front of what it actually means anyway.
Yeah, I would say like no matter how high her launch pad was when she started, her rocket has exceeded any expectations.
Get it, girl. I mean,
Exactly.
you know, she's making money and we're talking about her, so
We're talking
doing
about
exactly what she
her
wants.
self-propulsion. How did she get up to this point versus where she started, how high she started off at, right?
But one thing I want to mention is Josh Ostrovsky mentioned that he's a famous Instagrammer and he started a campaign to raise 100 million to help her get to the billionaire mark.
Yeah, they started
And
to go
I'm just like, no, how? And he literally stated that I can't live in a world where Kylie Jenner is not a billionaire. So my question is, so you can live in a world where people are suffering daily,
Right.
you
Don't
know,
have enough money to eat.
you know, but you're willing to raise money for her.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it speaks to like the values of our society. Honestly, like that we would value that so much more that we can't live in a world where Kylie Jenner is not a billionaire, but we can let all of the crazy like
Well,
things that are happening in the
well,
world
how about
today.
this then? What's she doing with the money? Well, we think of her differently if she sits there and she makes all this money based on the success, and then we look at Kylie Jenner a few years from now, and she's helped build schools across you know.
But still,
poor-
she doesn't
poor
need $100
communities.
million from anybody. she can make it on her own. She doesn't
It's
need that
crazy.
money. I know a lot of people who could use $100 million. Like there are so many
I could
better
use
causes.
I would
Please.
say
If you want to give me $100,000, anybody, let me know.
she's pretty self-sufficient at this stage of the game. She doesn't need the Kardashians.
Yeah. Let's quit it, people on Instagram. Please, we need some better priorities. So I hope you enjoyed this episode and check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and here on YouTube. Bye bye.